hands behind the back. So you've got like a big fist. And then you're going to start to straighten the elbows if possible. And let the arms start to come towards the front of the towel, the mat, the space we're in, your head, however you want to.
Palms together.
Yep, palms together and elbows straight. Elbows straight is more important than fist forward. Should be a nice shoulder opening here. You do a lot of this later on in class. So, one more breath here. See if you can let the shoulders melt away from the ears. And then exhale, release. We're going to come into a tabletop position. Palms underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips. Take a couple rounds of cat and cow here. Inhaling into cow, exhaling into cat. Maybe rolling shoulders away from the ears as we come into cow, and then rolling them forward into cat. And after a few rounds of that, you can kind of start to make it a little experimental. Rock the hips, snake the spine, whatever feels good. You can also spin the fingertips back towards the knees for a nice forearm stretch. That can feel really good. You've been typing a lot. I'm just typing. And then you can flip the tops of the hands down and kind of get the counter stretch. So literally, yeah, the tops of the hands, so it's palms up. It's a little weird, but it's a nice kind of like top of the hand stretch. About 2 more breaths to finish that up. And then we're going to move back in that tabletop position. We're going to tuck the toes. There's a lot of core work today. Crow is half core. So we're going to tuck the toes and bring the knees up off of the mat. This is called bear pose. Kind of like that. Kind of feels like we're a bear, right? We're going to hold this for a little while. I'm going to give some options to intensify. You don't have to take it. Option 1 is to start to straighten right leg back and float it off the mat. And if that feels good and you've got it, left arm can come up and forward. So we're in a floating bear, a lunging bear. It's really hard. And then you want to kind of slowly bring it down. If you want to bring the knees down in between, you can. Otherwise, you can just switch over to the other side, start to straighten the left leg back. Maybe right arm comes forward. It's hard. It's actually a little easier, like a halfway, is to do this in plank. So you can bring the knees down. We'll all try it in plank just to feel the difference. So you can tuck the toes and leave in a plank position. Plank is already core work, right? So this is fine to stay here. But if you want to float right leg up off the mat and left arm up off the mat, and then you can bring them down and switch. And then we can go for a walk or a swim, continuing to switch. One more each side. Good job. Press back into down dog. I'm already out of breath, and it's been like 1 minute. So, good job, everybody. You can paddle the feet, then one knee and then the other. Pushing heart back towards the heels. Inhale nice and deep. Exhale to sink heels lower down into the ground. And then from here, inhale, right leg kicks straight back. Not trying for height here. Straight back and hips pointed down towards the mat. Foot is flexed a lot. You guys look good. Yep, foot is flexed a lot. I'm gonna give you a little adjustment. Foot is flexed a lot. Yes, amazing. Yes, and you can kick back into my hand. Yes, good job. And then you can stack the hips and take some hip rolls. So instead of squaring the hips, we're gonna stack and make some big giant hip rolls with that right lifted foot. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Inhale once more for length. Exhale, right foot steps next to right hand. We're in this low lunge. We're gonna bring left hand underneath the chest and right arm's gonna peel up into a low lunge twist. And we're gonna do what I call dancing lizard. Every time I say lizard, I click here. We're gonna twist and look back towards our back foot, rolling to the outside of back left foot. Yep, we're trying to keep that back leg straight as possible, and we're gonna dip the hips towards the ground. Yes. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, dip down towards the side. Should be a nice outer hip stretch. One more, come back up. And then exhale, dipping down towards the side. Amazing. Inhale, back to that lizard pose. You can rock forward and back a little bit. Inhale to look forward, and on the exhale, we're gonna step the left foot outside the left hand. So we're in a wide, kind of like squatty position at the top of the mat. Exhale to bring the hips down. This is Malasana. And the goal here is to be head on top of shoulders on top of hips. Palms come to press. Yep, and it might mean coming up a bit more. So you can come out nice and wide. And even here is a really good Malasana position. Wherever we are, inhale for a nice straight spine. Exhale, we're gonna come up, look up nice and tall. And then on the exhale, we're coming back down into it. Inhale to push up, look up. Exhale to come back down. Last one, we're gonna come up, coming onto tiptoes if possible, getting a little taller. And then exhale, coming down. Amazing, palms can press. Step that left foot back, and then the right. And then we're gonna take that caterpillar, so knees, chest, and chin. Maybe inhaling forward into baby cobra, tucking toes, back into downward facing dog. And then from here, left leg kicks straight back. Again, going for length, not height. Flexing the foot a lot, a lot, a lot. Everybody looks really good, nice adjustments. And then on the next exhale, point the toes, stack the hips, and take those giant hip rolls. Might feel good to just start to wake up the hips. We're gonna use them a lot today. And then inhale to kick nice and long. Exhale to step outside that left hand. Right palm comes underneath chest and face. And then we're gonna twist up towards the sky and roll onto the outside of back right foot. Keeping back leg straight as possible to dip hips down. And then coming back up and down. Everyone feels this, right? And you can roll onto the outside of your front left foot too. It's kind of rolling onto the outside of both feet. Last one. Coming back. Bringing left palm down. Inhale to look forward. Maybe rock forward and back a little bit. We're going to take a breath here actually. And then on your next exhale, you're going to step the right foot to the outside of right hand. We're in this squat again. Maybe it feels a little bit easier, a little bit warmer. Inhale for a nice long spine. Exhale to push up, look up. Inhale to come down. Exhale to push up, look up. Engage the glutes. Coming down. And last one, we're coming up onto the tiptoes if possible. And then back down. Press the palms. Step back, right foot first this time, then left. And we're gonna take that flow, so knees, chest, and chin. Moving forward into that upward facing dog. Pressing back into downward facing dog. And here, you can pedal out the feet. Just feel how the hips are feeling after those early options. And then on the next inhale, right leg kicks straight back. Exhale, we're gonna do a little core work, so knee comes into nose, round the spine. See if you can touch your knee to your nose, maybe even your forehead to your knee. Hold it there. and then step the right foot forward where your hand is. Right arm comes up. We're gonna take that same hip dip for 1 second, look back, tap back, coming back into this twisted low lunge. And we did this yesterday. It's a little bit of a tricky transition, but we're just gonna tilt up into twisted high lunge. So you wanna kind of keep looking, yeah, nice, 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 nice. So twisted high lunge, maybe look back towards that right hand, and then exhale, right arm comes forward, we're in high lunge just to set it up, coming nice and low, yes, into that forward leg, back leg super straight, trying to get the heel of the back foot over the ball of the foot. So what I see a lot is if you see where my back heel is, it's back. You want to drag it forward. It's going to bring you deeper into the lunge. Awesome adjustments. Inhale, puff up the chest, look up. Exhale, back heel rotates down. We're coming into warrior one. Slight adjustment. Hips are still pointed forward in warrior one, right? Inhale, puff up, look up, maybe a baby back bend. Exhale, arms come down behind the back. Interlace the hands, right? Puff up the chest. Maybe punch back, power punch towards the back of the room. Maybe lift it a little higher. Maybe you start to look up with your heart. And then, ooh, wow, my whole back's cracked. Exhale, we're gonna tilt forward, called devotional warrior, because we bow down. Trying to bring the top of your head to the ground, rounding through the spine. We're in this super deep lunge. Trying to keep the hips pivoting towards the front of the room. It's that same hip alignment as warrior one here. One more breath, it's a super deep lunge. Exhale, release the arms. Coming back into warrior one, pivot the back heel up off the mat so we're in high lunge. And on the exhale, bring the hands down inside of right foot. We're gonna take a side plank. So right foot is gonna kick back on top of left. Right arm comes up. You can bring the knee down to the mat. Yeah, you can modify by bringing the bottom knee down to the mat. Inhale to look up, and then exhale, right hand comes down. I'll offer modifications on the next one. Yeah, it's really challenging. We're gonna take the flow and meet back and down with some dogs. You can also skip it, you can make it a caterpillar. It's core work on core work today. So we're gonna get really hot and then get really cool. Inhale, right leg kicks straight back. Exhale, bending that, sorry, not right leg, left leg kicks straight back. Bending the left knee, bring it in towards the nose, towards the knee, round the spine, hold it, see if you can get it a little closer to your face, and then step it outside of the left hand. Same thing here, twisting in this low lunge, dipping down once, tap back into that right leg, coming back into that twisted low lunge, and then trying to keep the gaze over the lifted left hand, back leg super straight, and you just tilt up into that twisted high lunge. And then we're here for one breath, you just a little deeper. And then exhale, sweep that left arm forward. Inhale, puff up the chest, look up, maybe arching the back a bit. Exhale, back heel rotates down. We're in warrior one. Big full inhale here. And then exhale, switching the grip on that fist. So if we had left thumb on top, maybe this time right thumb's on top. We usually have one version that's kind of funky, right? Inhale, puff up the chest. Exhale, tilting down into that devotional warrior. Trying to keep, back heel down. It may not mean that you're coming down super, super deep. One other thing you can do is, if you're having trouble like pivoting the hips and coming down, you can bring the toe heel, the front foot out wider, so your feet are on railroad tracks, not a tightrope. That'll give the hips a lot more space to work. One more inhale, and then exhale, release. Coming back up, warrior one, pivoting back, heel up, high lunge. Exhale, palms down. Now we're gonna do the side plank other side. So we're gonna come into it a different way. Bring right knee down to the mat. Kick left foot back straight. Back heel rotates down. We're in a modified side plank. Awesome. And then from there, if that feels good, you can start to straighten the bottom leg. Another thing you can do, Jason's doing it, it's really good, is you can stack one foot in front of the other. It doesn't have to be right on top. You'll have more stability like that. Anyway, one more inhale here. Exhale, left hand comes down to the mat. Move through a flow and be back in a downward facing dog. And then from here, we're gonna bring our forearms down to the mat. So we're coming into what's called dolphin pose. So it's downward facing dog, but just forearms down the mat. And knees can come down too, that's a modification. But if you're keeping the legs straight, it's core work. And from here, we're gonna switch between a forearm plank and a plank. So this is forearm plank, and then on the next exhale, we're coming up into a plank, and then we're coming down into a forearm plank, and you're trying to keep your back straight the whole time. Eli, with your hand, you can stay in forearm plank. It's more core work, or it's about the same amount of core work, which is probably easier on your wrist. All right, last one. Coming back into downward facing dog. Inhaling, right leg kicks straight back. Exhale, right foot comes to the outside of right hand. We're building on this, so we know how it starts. We tap back, come back into that twist. Inhale up, high lunge twist. Woo. Sweeping arm forward, high lunge. Inhale, puff of the chest. Exhale, back heel comes down. Sweep the arms behind, interlace. We're taking one breath to inhale up. Exhale down, devotional warrior. We're not staying here very long. Inhaling back up to release the arms. Back heel pivots up, we're back in that high lunge. This time we're gonna tilt forward into warrior three. So we're gonna launch off that back leg and make our body an upper, a capital letter T here. Holding for one breath. And then exhale, bend the left knee, bring it in towards the chest, nice and high. We're gonna cross it over, coming into eagle wrap. So left arm crosses over right, left leg crosses over right, left arm crosses under right. So we've got the eagle wrap. We did this one, I think, the other day, right? We're gonna add on to it a little bit. So inhale to puff the chest. Exhale, we're trying to bring the elbows to tap the knee. We're gonna do that 3 times. So inhale up, exhale, tap the knee. Last one, inhale up, exhale, tap the knee. I know that right leg is burning. Inhale up, release the leg, pull the left knee in nice and high, release the arms, elbows up by the ears, nice and straight. Inhale, we're gonna exhale to kick that left leg out straight. We're gonna hold it for 3 breaths. It's so hard. We're thinking about engaging the core, we're thinking about engaging the right glute. We're thinking about relaxing shoulders down and away from the ears. Maybe the leg is shaking, my leg is shaking so hard. We've got one more breath here. We can hit it or we can just let it pass. Inhale, exhale, tilt it back. Land that left foot. When high lunge starts to feel like a break, that's how we know we're working, right? Inhale, big full breath. Exhale, left hand comes down and we're moving back into that side plank. I'm gonna offer the option for the yogi toe lock. You have it in your practice. It would be grabbing like this and maybe extending towards the side. I feel like if you've done it before, try it out. If not, you can skip it. One more inhale here. Exhale, moving into a flow and meeting back in downward facing dog. I know, a lot in the beginning, and then we're gonna slow down and play. Inhale, left leg kicks straight back. Exhale, bring that knee in towards the nose, round the spine, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, and then step the left foot forward. Inhale to twist, left arm up, tap back, with that back leg, coming back into that twisted low lunge. Here we go, we're rotating up into that twisted high lunge. Ooh, spine might be a little warmer, maybe a little deeper. Exhaling, high lunge, forward, bring the arms behind the back. Interlacing hands, inhale up to the chest, look up, exhale, back heel's down the ground in this devotional warrior. On the next inhale, we come back up, release the arms back into the high lunge this time, and then we launch off that right leg, coming into that warrior three. Warrior three is a super challenging pose. Upper body's like a upper capital letter T. We're literally reaching forward with fingertips and kicking back with right leg. That will make the balance easier. It's counterintuitive, but it does. One more inhale here. Exhale, bend the right knee. Hug it in. The higher you hug it in, the easier the eagle wrap will be. Yes. Right leg over left. Right arm under left. Woo. Sometimes you're on a lump of grass, and that's just where you are. Inhale, puff up the chest. Exhale, rounding, tapping right elbow to right knee. Inhaling to puff up the chest. Exhaling, right elbow to right knee. Last one. That lump of grass came back for me. And then here we go. Inhaling, right knee comes up. Release the arms, elbows by the ears. Ooh, here we go. Exhale to kick it out. It's like 3 to 5 breaths here, depending on how fast you breathe. So we're kicking through the heels. We're trying to keep that lifted leg so straight. We're trying not to tilt back with our upper body. We're trying to keep it a nice long spine so that the core work is engaged. This is really warming up the core, and it's going to help with crow pose, right? One more inhale here. Exhale. Ooh. Puff up the chest. Hands come down. Move through move into that side plank. If you want it, if you got it. Maybe a rock. One breath. And then the flow. We'll meet back in downward facing dog. I know, we've got one more. We're moving towards side crow first. Before we do, it's for Eli. Elbows down, dolphin pose. And it's a little bit of core work, so you can take breaks or skip it. We're staying in dolphin this time, and we're just walking our feet towards our elbows. Like 4 steps in, and 4 steps back. 4 steps in, trying to get kind of like in as far as you can, while also being able to keep legs kind of straight. And back. In again, and back again. Last time, here we go. In, and back. I know. Press the palms into the mat, coming back into downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg kicks straight back. Exhale, right knee in towards the nose. Hold it, round it, that's our core. Exhale, step it forward. Right arm peels up. Woo! Exhaling up, twisted high lunge. Right arm sweeps forward. Back heel rotates down. Arms behind the back. Devotional warrior to puff up the chest. Exhale, tilting forward. On the next inhale, coming up. Releasing arms, back heel comes back up, high lunge. Exhaling, warrior 3. Puffing, or grabbing, bringing left knee in to that eagle. Just a quick eagle this time. So, left arm under, left leg over. Rounding for 1 tap. Coming back up. Release the arms. Inhale to bring that knee a little higher. Exhale to kick it forward. And then pendulum back. A little quicker this time. So we're back in this high lunge. We're moving towards side crow. We're starting with side crow because I think it's a little easier for people that got junk in the trunk, women mostly, to do. So palms are going to come down to heart center. We're going to bring left elbow over to the outside of right knee. Yes, everyone looks awesome. See if you can twist a little more. You might even fly away. I'm coming over here to demo. And you can take breaks. You can bring the back knee down if you want, especially while I'm demoing. But we're gonna do the following. We're gonna twist. Maybe if you can look up over lifted shoulder, you can fly away. If that feels good, maybe top arm comes behind the back. If that feels good, maybe bottom arm binds. Ooh, if that feels good, heart up towards the sky. None of that is needed for side crow. It's just to feel good. Sometimes we find new ways to hug ourselves, and it's just nice to be hugged. Okay, wherever we are, we're coming back into that twisted high lunge. Look down at your front foot. Keep the arms where they are. Step left foot next to right. So now we're in a twisted chair pose, really. To get into side crow, you bring the bum down, you bring the arms over towards the side. I'm gonna demo for a second and then I'll come and watch and give adjustments. You wanna look on the ground about 3 feet in front of you and just tilt forward. Side crow. If you wanna get fancy, in honor of our high priestess, you've got fallen angel, which is extending the right leg. It looks much crazier than it feels like. So I'm gonna give adjustments. You can also take a little break. Hot day, I really stack this core work. I've not done this class before. I like woke up at 7 a.m. and I was like, I have an idea. Okay, yes.
Is it better to have your hands closer to your body?
Closer to your body is good, and about shoulder width distance. Okay, you're doing really good. You want to try to get this higher up your arm. That's gonna make a big difference. Yep. And then you're gonna tilt forward. Okay, another thing you can do is try to get your bum. It's a little bit of a cheat, but your bum on top of that elbow.
Oh, okay.
That's a good way to learn. Okay. Yeah. Harder for men, but this is the wing. Okay, you're good. Your gaze is back. You want your gaze forward.
Forward.
Okay, you gotta get, it's harder also without yoga pants for traction. This, you want much farther over on your arm. Yes, better and higher up. Yep, that's good. That's good positioning. You might not have the, you might be working to build the twist flexibility. Try that. Look forward, tilt forward. 2 legs stacking on top. Okay.
Off my leg.
So you started, but you moved your, you gotta stack them.
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody else? No, okay. We'll do it on the other side. All right, so we're in this high lunge. We're coming back. Do you want to go again?
No.
Okay. Right foot kicks back. Downward facing dog. We can just skip the flow, eh? The left foot kicks straight back. Exhale, left knee in towards the nose. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Forward. Exhale. Left foot replaces left hand. We're twisting back to tap. And then we're coming into that high lunge twist. Whew. Exhaling forward, high lunge. Arms sweep behind the back, interlacing the hands, puffing up the chest, and back heel comes down into devotional warrior. 1 breath here. Coming back into that high lunge. Back heel pivots up. Launching off warrior 3. Nice and strong. Exhaling right knee in towards the chest, nice and high. Crossing it over for eagle wrap, right arm under for eagle wrap. 1 tap down, elbow to knee, coming back up. Dragging that right knee in, releasing arms, kicking straight out for 1 inhale. Exhale, launching back. We're in that high lunge. Palms come down. We'll come to this side. Palms come down and we're twisting over to that right elbow outside the left knee. Looking up over, lifted shoulder. And again, like these are in themselves fairly advanced postures. So in this twist, you might just feel good staying here. You might feel good just practicing the twist, expanding through the arms, moving towards the bind. Whatever that is a pretty advanced peak pose. If you want to try the side crow on this side, and step the back foot in, and step the back foot in, and then plant the palms. Let's get this one for you, and you might find you're a little bit more flexible on one side versus the other. This is a combination of flexibility and balance, really. Less so strength for a lot of people. Yes, Jess, you got it. Yep. I think for you, the gaze, you want to look forward. Yeah, you're looking back. Look like right here.
Yeah, you do.
You're pretty close. You don't want to hop up because that fucks with balance. You want to just slowly tilt. Yeah. So it's like, it's really positioning, and then you can kind of rest your bum, and then it's slowly, slowly, slowly. There's no hopping because that fucks. Nice. Woo! Close. Your arms like this. We'll do crow next.
Okay.
That might be a little bit easier for some folks. So we're gonna move back into that downward facing dog. Woo. And then from here, inhale, look forward. Exhale, walk or hop the feet out nice and wide. Back of that malasana. So we're gonna offer two options. One is crow. One is known as baby crow, or I call it puffer fish, and I'll explain why. I know. So for crow, I'm gonna demo that first. Baby crow is gonna be on forearms, but for both of them, we're gonna start the same. So we want heels together and knees nice and wide. And so you might come up a little bit. And even here, this is a nice stretch. So maybe while I'm watching, you can kind of stick in this. If you're gonna go towards baby crow, you can come down even deeper, forearms, it might just feel good. For crow, hands super wide. It makes a difference. Hands about shoulder width distance, and it's all about the hips. There's two ways to do it. Usually the one you start with is knees right behind the elbows. And it's tilting forward, tilting forward, tilting forward. And I can guarantee what happens in the beginning when people are learning, it happens to everyone including me, is like you go like this, you sail over the ground, because I don't want to fall, 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 I don't want to fall. But the better way to build it is to rock the hips forward, and then looking forward, gaze, 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 slowly one foot comes off. You can just practice like swapping them for a while, and then maybe both of them, and then to build it, you want to keep the heels in towards the bum. And then if we get that, we can do some funky stuff. So, ooh, looking good.
Yeah,
I
Ashley.
see it, hell yeah,
Okay,
Ashley.
Jason.
I think Jason too, maybe?
Yeah.
All right, nice, nice, looking good. Okay, we can play with some other variations of that, but nice, you held it. So tough, yep, so good. Yes, Jason's got it. So then there's crane pose, which is getting the knees into the armpits, which Ashley you might be able to do. And then the difference there is arms straight. Yeah, it looks crazier. It's flexibility. Baby crow, I call it puffer fish because dolphins eat puffer fish to get high. So we start in dolphin, and then you walk it in, and it's a little bit of flexibility. And mounting the back, you bring your knees in towards your armpits, and then it's the same thing. Nice, Eli. You're close. You're close. Yeah, you got it. Good job. He's so cute. I get to date him. Oh my God. Cool. All right. Yes, Jess. Yes, 1 foot and then the other. See if you can just 1 foot up. I know it's a lot of core. It's a lot of core. Knees up towards the armpits. Yes. Yes. And then Jess, you want to keep looking forward. It's the gaze. Because you got the chin extension, so. Yeah. Yeah. You have the flexibility for sure. Yes, 1 foot and then the other. Oh, you're so close. I can see it. Really good positioning. Really good. Oh. Really close. All right. Anybody have questions? Want to play with variations? Want to take a break and try again? Yes, Jason. Nice.
Yeah, Jason.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Looking good.
Now clap with your feet.
Oh my God.
Super cool.
Variation.
Yeah. Okay, everybody's doing really good. We'll do a little bit of a stretch, butterfly stretch. So bottoms of the feet come together. In yoga, we say you open the bottoms of the feet like a book. That helps with opening the inner hamstring IT band. Nice long spine, and then we just, yeah, I see everyone. I know, I built this class, but I've never done it, so I was like, it seems like it'll be hard. Go like that. It's a really tough one. You guys killed it. We're gonna sit here for like 5 or 6 more breaths. So. Well, I was like, we're gonna do the fallen angel because that's like a witching pose, and then we're gonna do the crow, and then we're gonna do the forearm stuff for people who wrist, and then I was like, all right, the fish seems good for fish people. So I think side crow is easier strength wise. I think you can get it.
My butt wasn't even in the neighborhood to cheat. Like, I
More breaths here. We're gonna come up. We're gonna do an open face cow pose, it's called, in honor of all our cows. But left knee is gonna come point straight forward. Right knee is gonna stack over. Inhale to puff up the chest, and then exhale, we're just gonna roll forward. It's a nice opener stretch. Feel that nice rounding of the spine. Kind of release the weight of the head. You can even interlace hands behind the head to add a bit of weight. And on the next exhale, we'll come up. We're going to take a little twist. So back of left arm, one arm ahead, right arm up, and then behind the back. Woo! That's good. One more. Inhale, just a little bit deeper, look a little farther over that right shoulder. And then exhale, back. And unravel the legs, kick them out. If you want to take a forward fold, you can. Just for one breath. And then exhale, coming up. Right knee comes forward this time. Left leg stacks over right. And same thing, align the spine. Trying to get the knees to stack as much as possible. It's hard to get them to stack. So it's just that feeling. Inhale to puff, and then exhale to roll forward. The weight of the body over the hips can be a nice hip opener. And then interlace the hands behind the head. I'm sticking with this for about 4 more breaths, 5 more breaths. Right arm presses into left leg, left arm reaches up. Yes, got it. And then we take the twist on it, left leg can come up in the back, looking over left shoulder. This is a good low back stretch. This looks very good. One more breath to twist a little bit deeper. And then exhaling, coming back to center. Kick out the legs again. And this time we'll do a little longer forward fold before moving into Savasana. So inhale, arms up. Exhale, reaching forward. Don't forget, you can always bend the knees to grab the feet. Sometimes I like to do that just because it's a nice rounding of the back. Savasana today, I'm going to offer 2 options. We can do the traditional one that we've been doing, or we're going to do a kind of what's called a diamond pose. It's like a butterfly, except instead of crunching heels towards the pelvis, longer diamond shaped pose. And then you can rest back on the back with those open hips. It might just feel good from all of the core work you've been doing. I find it's a nice low back release. The opposite side of the core is the back muscle, so when we strengthen the core, we strengthen not just what I like to call the vanity abs, but also the back muscles. And I find that this pose is pretty nice for releasing that. You can try it out. If it feels good to stay like this for a few minutes in Savasana, great. If not, you can take the traditional Savasana. Either way, arms lengthen down the sides of the body. Again, two options today, either palms face up or right hand over belly and left hand over heart. You can feel very grounding, thanking yourself for all of the effort put in today, all of the moments where you could have stopped, or you could have had a judgmental or a negative thought, and instead you breathed and played and tried, experimented, twisted your body in maybe a new way that you haven't before, we're going to close out the practice the way we have been. So backs of hands can come to thighs, eyes can stay closed the entire time if that feels good. Or you can open them and take in this wonderful view. You can tuck the chin to extend the spine. We're going to exhale all the air on a shh noise. We're going to inhale through the nose, and then we're going to exhale on a nice big ah to really appreciate this special moment that maybe we'll think back on and be like, we did such yoga classes in such an incredible place. So one breath of appreciation and gratitude. Exhaling. Shh. When you think you're empty, exhale a little bit more out. Shh. And then inhaling through the nose. All the way to the top, and then sipping in a little bit more air.